Minneapolis, Jacob Frey. Please welcome.
And I said Somali Americans very intentionally. They are Americans.
Yes.
Right.
They are one of us. They are part of our family. They are part of the fabric that makes Minneapolis a better place. No matter what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. Let's show everybody what America is about. And America looks like this.
Assalamualaikum alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Saxaabada bartana YouTube-ka ku xidhan saxaabada la soo dhawaada maalin wanaagsan, jumco wanaagsan. Ninkan waa Jacob Frey Duqa magaalada Minneapolis oo dhawaan la doortay. Waxa uu garab istaag buuxa uu markaasi u muujiyay Soomaalida Minnesota sheegayna in ay isaga ay ugu soo horeeyeen magaalada Minneapolis. Si lamida waxa uu sheegay inuu la hadlay hooyooyin Soomaaliyeed oo inta uu ku sugnaa Minnesota ka badan ku sugnaa kuna noolaa. soo dhawaada garab istaagii ugu weynaa ayuu haatan u muujiyay Jacob Frey Yaqoob Frey ninka Soomaalida ay ula baxday oo haatan garab istaagii ugu weynaa u muujiyay Soomaalida Minnesota iyo guud ahaan si lamid ah Soomaalida dalka Mareykanka oo haatan wajahaya hanjabaadyo culus oo markaas soo imaanaya dhanka madaxweyne Trump weerar culusna ku haya Soomaalida dalka Mareykanka. bal soo dhawaada barnaamijkan ku eegi doona hadalada Jacob Frey oo markaas shir la qaatay hadalada uu jeediyay bashirkii uu la qaatay Soomaalida Minnesota si lamid ah difaaci ugu weynaa u muujiyay ama garab istaagii ugu weynaa u muujiyay isagoo sheegay in Soomaalida uu xilli walba iyo goor walba oo markaas garab taagan yahay. marka hore dhamaantina muuqaalka la igreey saxaab dhamaantina si shay igreey la wadaaga asxaabtina aad iyo mahadsantiin aynu ku bilownay ninkan waa duqa magaalada Minnesota Jacob Frey oo haatan garab istaagii ugu weynaa u muujiyay Soomaalida dalka Mareykanka isagoo markaas sheegay in Soomaalidu ay yihiin American ayna leeyihiin xuquuqda cid kasto American ah ay markaas dalka Mareykanka ay ku leedahay. waxa uu markaas si lamid ah maalnimadii shalay ahayd waliba maalmihii ka horeeyay si lamid ah uu markaas garab istaagay Soomaalida dalka Mareykanka isagoo garab buuxa siiyay. si lamid ah dibadbaxyo ayaa ka dhacay maalnimadii shalay ahayd garoonka uu markaas Mareykanka ciidamada ICE ay u isticmaalaan in dadka ay soo qabteen ay ka dhoofiyaan oo ay ka soo musaafuriyaan. dibadbaxyadaasi si lamid ah dadka cadaanka ee Soomaalida dariska ah ayaa qayb ka ahaa kuwaasi oo markaas lagu dalbanayay in garoonkaasi la xiro dad kalena aan mar kale laga dhoofin. soo dhawaada hadalada iyo waliba barnaamij shalay dhacay oo markaas Soomaalida lagu garab istaagay barnaamijkeena ku eegi doona muuqaaladan ila arka kadibna saaxiibayaal waa ninkii Jacob Frey ahaa oo garab istaag u muujiyay Soomaalida sheegayna in xitaa isaga ay uga soo horeeyeen Minnesota iyo Minneapolis ila arka kadibna isku salaam doonaa.
Jacob Frey. Please welcome.
It really does feel like now could be the moment where the tide does in fact change. Because if you look around this room, yes, you are seeing the representation of all of us coming together and rallying around a common cause. Yes, you are seeing rabbis and pastors and imams. Yes, you are seeing people from 100 different backgrounds, ethnicities, and mentalities. But what you also see is a visual representation of love, of resilience, and of strength. What you see is a visual representation of we have your back, and when you come for one of us, you come for all of us. We reject the hateful rhetoric of Donald Trump, but I don't want to focus on him. I want to focus on who we are as a people in Minneapolis. We are a people of 1,000 different backgrounds. We are a people where our Somali Americans have come to Minneapolis in many cases decades ago. And I said Somali Americans very intentionally. They are Americans.
Yes.
Right.
They are one of us. They are part of our family. They are part of the fabric that makes Minneapolis a better place. They are doctors and lawyers. They are bankers and real estate agents. They are the people that have helped our city rise in every respect. And what you got to know is that we're going to stand by them in every respect. And so I wanted also just to take a moment to speak to someone that maybe has never been to Minneapolis before. Maybe you've never met a Somali person before. Maybe you're from Middle America or a rural town. Maybe you're a white guy like me. I don't want you to just think about somebody else's family or somebody else's faith. I want you to think about your own family and your own faith. I want you to think about what you were doing just a few days ago on Thanksgiving. You had loved ones sitting around the table. Maybe you carved the turkey. Maybe you provided some words of wisdom to your daughter. Maybe the next day you dropped her off at daycare. These are the beautiful moments that every family should be able to cherish. Now picture if you were suddenly extracted from that family that you love. If you were taken away to who knows where. Who would your daughter learn from? Who would carve that turkey? How would that family ever be whole again? Well, let me tell you, the families and the people that are standing around me are a whole lot like that. They're full of people that love each other, that cherish one another. And so I invite you, come to Minneapolis. We'll welcome you in. We'll share a meal. And every one of us needs to be standing up against this hateful rhetoric, because indeed, when you come from one of us, you come for all of us. We can be a whole lot more unified than some people in the White House would have you think. Words of division are not going to work here. Words of love will make us whole. We care about you. We love you. All our Somali community is asking for, all our diverse communities throughout Minneapolis are asking for, is that kind of love and respect in return. Yes. And so indeed the tides are turning at this very moment. Yes. The shift of mentality, a shift towards love, can happen right here in the Twin Cities, right here in Minneapolis. Yes. We can be that special beacon of hope, because no matter what happens at the federal level, no matter what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth, let's show everybody what America is about. And America looks like this. It's about all of us.
Open his mouth to take a whole group of people, a whole country of people, and denigrate just based on where they come from. And somehow we found ourselves to a place where that doesn't surprise any of us. But when the mayor said the word un-American, it rang true to me. I grew up celebrating in America and learning about an America who prided ourselves on being a beacon that drew people from other places. I grew up in an America that prided itself on being a country of immigrants, that prided itself on the fact that people from other countries would look across a whole ocean and say, that's where I want to be. It seems that what we learned was that we've prided ourselves, and we have decades and generations of priding ourselves on being a beacon for immigration from Europe. I mean, it seems to many of us like the darker skinned the immigrants who come to our country are, the more our posture on immigration as a country has shifted. That's un-American. That's concerning. And I get particularly concerned as someone who, we work all day, every day on public safety and keeping our communities safe. And all of you have heard me brag about the public safety outcomes that we're achieving and that we're really proud of. And we've understood and embraced an approach to public safety that isn't about pitting our officers or law enforcement against community members, but it's figuring out how to get our officers and our community members working together on the same side of the table as much as humanly possible. And so when the last thing that we need is federal agents coming here, pretending that we should be afraid of somebody just based on the color of their skin, just based on what they look like, just based on what country their ancestors claim as honor as a motherland. The last thing that we need is federal agents coming to town attempting to turn us against each other, to turn us against ourselves. The last thing we need is federal agents coming in town to create chaos and challenge for us. And so we stand together. Both of our cities have stood up immigrant and refugee services supports. In St. Paul, it's our Office of Immigrant and Refugee Services in our city attorney's office. We encourage folks to look to those websites. We encourage folks to look to the organizations that serve immigrants and refugees across our community, because we have constant reminders out there about what your rights are. You have rights. That's an American thing. You have rights. We all have rights. And so we'll be sharing on social media today some of those resources are that people need to look to. We'll be working with our police department to ensure our capability of facilitating peaceful protests, as I imagine we'll see some people who will want to stand up and say that we disagree with this federal targeting. Just like Mayor Frey just said, we in St. Paul celebrate our large Somali community. We celebrate the contributions that our community has made in every aspect, whether that's education, whether that's public service, whether that's public safety, whether that's our economics and local jobs. We celebrate that. Our community would not be the same without it. And so we continue to stand with the members of our Somali community. We continue to stand across municipal boundaries and across communities to say that the Twin Cities is not a place that tolerates or embraces hate, to say that the hateful and damaging rhetoric that